Okay, sometimes I say that a person does not believe in the existence of something, does not rule out the presence. Welcome to the live. Let me know where you're watching from, who is here. Let's hide my face. Welcome to the live. We are live. Welcome. Where are you watching from? Who is here? Let me know if you can hear me. Yuneli Melendez. Welcome, Yuneli. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining in. Welcome to the live. Welcome. Let me know where you're watching from. Welcome to the live. Thank you, Yuneli Melendez. Where are you watching from? Thank you for responding to the poll. I believe you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Welcome on board. Thank you for the like. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hi, Lisa. LSA. Hope I'm right. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the second like. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you. Well appreciated. Remember to subscribe to the channel if this is your first time you're joining in or coming across the channel. We are looking at some very important topic at this time. Very important. Remember to respond to the poll dealing with hypertension, or you know someone who is. Kindly respond to the poll. I can see one vote there saying no. Thank you. Yes. Now it's like a balance currently. Let's see how the poll goes as we move on on this live. Thank you, Mr. Olawale Kolade. Thank you for joining in. Welcome to the live. You're welcome. Please let me know where you're watching from. Kindly drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm streaming live from Nigeria. So let me know what question you have, if you have any relating to blood pressure, hypertension, or high blood pressure. All right. So interestingly, an individual can have elevated blood pressure without having hypertension. All right. So note the way I described it. I said elevated blood pressure, which can be a temporary event, while hypertension itself is persistent elevation in blood pressure. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Lawale Kolade from France, thank you for joining the live. Please, what time is it in France? What time is it in France? Let me know in the chat. What time is it in France? This looks like another good time to go live. Sometimes I do around 2 a.m. Nigeria time, West African time. We get to have more people joining from the United States. Okay, this is 9:16 p.m. All right, so that's about the same with West African time here now. Thank you for your feedback. Yeah, solutions to blood pressure, to hypertension, right? Okay, we will not go straight into that, but we need to look at the causes according to the topic. We're looking at the causes and the implications of uncontrolled blood pressure. Causes and implications. All right. So do you know that, as I said in the introduction, that someone somewhere does not believe that there's anything called hypertension or blood pressure elevation, doesn't rule out the fact that it exists, and doesn't rule out the fact that many people are dealing with this condition. Interestingly, hypertension is the leading cause of cardiovascular diseases, and the fact is that cardiovascular diseases are the leading cause of death globally. So anywhere in the world, when you look at the mortality rates and factor, there is that relationship with hypertension. So this is a topic that we shouldn't take for granted. We should be talking about it. We should be discussing it. Interestingly, tomorrow, I think tomorrow is World Stroke Day, and some of the complications that occur with uncontrolled hypertension, you don't want to see those complications. I work as a medical doctor, and I've seen patients at different points, in different ways, at the emergencies, at the clinic. I say prevention is actually better. It's cheaper than cure. So if you haven't done something in a long time, it shouldn't be that you have not checked your blood pressure. You shouldn't be missing that. You should be checking. As an adult, you should be checking your blood pressure regularly. In fact, if you have risk factors for hypertension in your family, then you should be more aggressive. You should be more aggressive about monitoring your blood pressure. So we are talking about the causes and the implications, consequences of uncontrolled blood pressure. What we look at, definitely we look at the solutions. All right, so one cannot actually relate with something that you don't believe in. Most of the time people try to share their beliefs, share their opinions about a thing. All right, so but over time, science has proven that God has helped us to understand that there's something called blood pressure. So but when this pressure of flow of blood from the heart being the pump to different parts of the body. When there is higher than normal pressure, then we talk about elevated blood pressure. We talk about hypertension when it becomes persistent. Okay. So the fact is that there's a genetic factor. That's the first thing you need to know. So if it's something that has happened in a generation prior to your own generation, there is a risk of developing hypertension. So you need to know your family history. I don't know if you know that. You need to be sure that you have enough information about your great grandfather, great grandmother, uncle, somebody somewhere who had developed that condition, probably managed for that condition, or probably even died from not getting good control. Let me know if you can hear me. I hope I'm audible. Kindly drop in the chat if you can still hear me clearly. Thank you for the likes. Well appreciated. Thank you everyone for engaging. I can see the poll dealing with hypertension, or someone who is. The yeses now are winning. They are gaining ground. So more people tend to know someone somewhere that is dealing with hypertension. You may even be here and you have that condition and you are being managed for it. Interestingly, having a diagnosis of hypertension isn't a death sentence. Okay, some people have allowed that diagnosis to tilt them to having some unpleasant mental health related conditions, okay, like depression, anxiety, and this shouldn't actually happen if information is well communicated and well received. All right, there's a lot of information. There are a lot of information out there right now about hypertension. All right, so there's no excuse for anyone not to know. There's no reason why you should not be aware. Okay, so it will be strange that somebody living in this age where there is technology, access to information, Google, ChatGPT, and the rest. There are a lot of information out there. So you have no excuse not to learn. And this one opportunity for you and I to learn together, talking about the YouTube platform that we are on currently. All right. So I believe that somebody somewhere may benefit from this discussion. So kindly share with your community, share with a friend, share with a family member, so that we can learn together and learn to stay healthy. All right. I hope you're still here. Melendez, LSA, Lawale Kolade, and if you are just joining in, let's know where you are watching from. Kindly drop in the chat. Let's know where you are watching from. Let me give a shout out. Let me know who and who is here, so I can say greetings to you, special greetings to you. All right, so thank you for responding to the poll, dealing with hypertension or know someone who is. Yes, we have 75% of responders to the poll saying that either they are actually being managed for hypertension or they know someone somewhere who is being managed for hypertension. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a brother, it could be a sister, it could be an uncle. So somebody somewhere has somebody, knows someone that is dealing with hypertension. Interestingly, there may be somebody here who has had a loss of a friend, a relative, a colleague from the complication of uncontrolled blood pressure, uncontrolled hypertension. Hyper intelligent brain. Hey, can I work for you? How do you mean hyper intelligent brain? What do you mean by can you work for me? Welcome to the live. Thank you for joining in. Remember to double tap on your device. When you double tap, you like the live, and this helps more people to get notifications. The algorithm sends the message to more people to join the live. So thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, thank you for engaging. Okay, hyper intelligent brain. Okay, let's talk about hypertension, and then we'll talk about working for me. Okay, so hyper intelligent brain. Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Thank you for the fifth like. Thank you so much. Uh, I hope you can also subscribe to the channel so that we can remain connected. So we're talking about causes. The first cause is that there is no information, no diagnosis, no knowledge of blood pressure in the first place. So you can't be talking about treating a condition that has not been diagnosed. We can't be talking about managing a health condition that has not been diagnosed. You can't talk about dealing with a complication from a condition that has not been identified. But the fact is that a number of people are working all over the world on their 2 feet with elevated blood pressure. Some are working with say 150/90, 160/100, 180/110. Some people as high as 200, talking about the systolic, over 120 diastolic. That's gunpowder there. That's danger. Do you know that some people have been able to survive this level of measurements when it comes to blood pressure measurement? But some people have not had that opportunity. They've either developed a stroke, kidney problem, or a heart attack. Okay, so if you know anyone who has suffered from a sudden death, from a stroke, who was never diagnosed of hypertension earlier, it probably means that that was actually existing, probably, but was never identified. Okay, so you can see the importance of checking your blood pressure. Some people come in and say, oh, they are wondering why people suddenly slump and die. That's one cause of slumping and dying. All right, thank you for your response, hyper intelligent brain, saying I'm from Egypt. Oh, thank you. How is Egypt today? And what time is it in Egypt? What time is it in Egypt? Let me catch some water. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Let me know where you're joining from. Where are you joining from? And what time is it in your location? Okay, Egypt, it's 11:28 p.m. Okay, is that Tuesday night, 11:28 p.m. in Egypt? Wow, that's nice. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for watching. All right, hyper intelligent brain. Thank you. And talking about the fact that talking about the causes, you cannot control something that you have not identified. So that's one major cause of uncontrolled blood pressure. It looks like a paradox. Doesn't really go, but that's the truth. As a physician, I've seen people develop stroke, people develop kidney problems from unidentified elevation of blood pressure. All right, so talking about stroke, see that the individual bleeds into the brain, bleeding into the brain from the blood vessel, or there's a clot formation preventing blood flow and oxygen supply to certain parts of the brain. And this can manifest with inability to lift certain parts of the body, maybe the upper limb, it could be the lower limb, or even affect the eyes. It may lead to blindness. It can affect the kidneys, as I mentioned. It can affect the heart itself. Okay, so that is one cause of uncontrolled hypertension. The second cause of uncontrolled hypertension, from my own, just for the purpose of this discussion, is the fact that not many people want to accept the fact that they have elevated blood pressure. Now, it's good to speak positively, to talk about faith. You don't want to confess negative, very important. But if you are dealing with the facts as it has to do with relating with your doctor, once you have a measurement that is saying such, you need to relate appropriately medically, and then of course you can use your faith. Okay, so excuse me. What about there? Okay, hyper intelligent brain is asking, what about there? Okay, you mean in Nigeria? Okay, excuse me. It's 9:31 p.m. right now in Nigeria. 9:31 p.m. I hope you can still hear me. Okay, hyper intelligent brain saying, do you want to have a candy? Okay, just you can use the super chat to send your candy. I prefer fruits though. I have Piccolo fresh mint candy. Thank you, hyper intelligent brain. All right, so you're making it lively. Thank you so much for making the live lively. All right, so we're talking about why uncontrolled blood pressure. So the lack of acceptance, that's talking about denial. Number of people they try to deny the facts about their blood pressure. In fact, some people say, oh, doctor, I'm not stressed. I'm not stressed myself. I'm not undergoing any form of stress. And the truth is that stress is not the only factor for developing hypertension or elevated blood pressure. Remember, I've mentioned the genetic factor. That's talking about family history. Of course, stress is part of it. Diet is a factor. Inactivity is a factor. Alcohol intake, smoking of cigarettes, those are other factors. Okay, so not accepting those values, not being realistic about those values, is another reason why people don't get to have control. I hope my voice is not cracking. Let me clear my voice. Excuse me. Okay, maybe I need some candy right now. Thank you, hyper intelligent brain. Fresh mint, right? All right, so not accepting the fact of that diagnosis is one reason why people have uncontrolled hypertension. Some people deny it until they keep denying it until they develop complications. Okay, going beyond being uncontrolled to developing a stroke. Now, another thing is not taking appropriate steps. What do I mean by that? To have a controlled blood pressure requires that, for example, I'm talking about people who already have a diagnosis. If you have a diagnosis of elevated blood pressure or hypertension specifically, then you should have that diagnosis made by your doctor after proper history taking, after proper examination, and then necessary investigations to check for your organs, state of your organs, and then proper management plan. Okay, so but some people decide to go for the alternatives Some people say, oh, I will now start reducing my salt. Very good. Lifestyle changes are very important. Even if you are placed on medications for blood pressure, you should still do your lifestyle changes. Very important. Very important. I'll say it again, very important. So don't say because you are now on medications, you ignore the need to be physically active or the need to adjust your diet to ensure that you are eating healthily. Okay, so that's one of it. That's the fact that people don't take the proper step interacting with their doctor. Doctor may now engage or involve more professionals in the management. For example, if you are diagnosed with hypertension and you also have diabetes, or you are overweight, or you are being managed for abnormal levels of cholesterol, high levels of cholesterol, then definitely you need other specialists, maybe an endocrinologist, you may need a physiotherapist, you may need to get to the gym, you may need to be under supervision to lose your weight. Okay, so these are things that you enjoy when you do the needful if you have a diagnosis of hypertension. Okay, so don't ignore it. Don't try to wish it away. Okay, as I said, you can pray about it, but don't ignore it and do nothing about it. Some people have regretted doing that. Okay, thank you for the 7th like. Thank you so much. Well appreciated. Welcome again if you are returning, or welcome everyone if you are just joining in. Kindly let me know where you are joining from, and if you have any question relating to this topic, kindly drop in the chat and I will try as much as possible to respond to that. Okay. And do well to double tap on your screen if you are yet to like the live. Thank you. All right, so I've talked about some points, 3 points on why the causes of uncontrolled hypertension. Okay, another another reason is not following the plan. Not following the plan. Now, hypertension, after a diagnosis has been made, your doctor definitely will have a plan, an outline for management to prevent complications. For some people, by the time they are presenting, they already have some complications. But the fact is that some of these complications can be limited. The progress can be altered so that the individual can still enjoy their life. So quality of life can actually be reduced if your blood pressure is not normal, and if you're hypertensive, if it is not well controlled. So what do you need to do? Have a clear understanding of what your doctor is saying. Some people get involved in consultations with doctors, other medical professionals, but they do not learn to connect. You must learn to connect with your doctor, learn to understand the message, and of course, I expect that your doctor will communicate with you appropriately on the diagnosis, on the plan for management, and you deserve to know. All right, some people come around and say, oh, they didn't tell them they were to be on medications for some time, for a long time. Okay, so they decided to take the medications for the period for which the medications were available. So as soon as they finished taking the initial drug, even though the instruction was not to stop taking medications, they just decided to stop. So we have such people progressing to developing certain complications, and then by the time they are coming, it's that they are having high level of blood pressure, and then it's quite alarming that if nothing is done, they may in fact develop some acute manifestations. Okay, so what should be done? is that understand the diagnosis. I did a video. If you are here to watch that video, kindly check. I did a video on the different types, the types of hypertension. There's not just one type of hypertension. Okay, if you, by the end of this live, you can watch that video, and I'm sure you find it very informative, very, very informative. I've received a number of feedback. I uploaded yesterday or so, and people have watched in hundreds, and I'm expecting that there will be more feedback to that video. People have said they find it very educational, very informative, but I just had to share that because that's the fact that there are different types of hypertension, and you need to know what you are dealing with. Some people have what we call white coat hypertension. Okay, their blood pressure is usually normal when they check at home in their own environment. Okay, but when they step into the hospital or the clinic, they find out that their blood pressure is just high there. Okay, so they are surprised, they are shocked. I don't know if you have ever experienced that. Let me know in the chat. If you have ever been to the hospital and your blood pressure was checked and it was said to be high, but at home in another environment you find out that your blood pressure isn't that high. And if this happens consistently, then such an individual may be described to have white coat hypertension. And this actually may be related to the anxiety that comes in. Some people have that fear, that phobia for visiting the hospital or seeing the white coats. Okay, the fear of the machine being placed by your side. Some people have that fear. All right, so you need to understand that that's one type of hypertension, and there's a way your doctor will tell you what things to do to manage that type of hypertension. Musciterian, I hope I got that. Musciterian, 1 2 3. Musciterian, 1 2 3. I hope I got it. Saying hi, hello, Mossy. Thank you for joining me. Where are you joining from? Where are you watching from? Let me know in the chat. Let's know in the chat. And I have here Bossede Joseph, all the way from, of course, I don't know where you are right now, but being Nigeria, saying hi, doctor. Okay. Hello, Bossede. Thank you for joining in. It's been a while. I say good evening, sir. Good evening to you. Thank you for engaging. I can see the poll saying dealing with hypertension or know someone who is. Oh, we have 5 votes, and from the votes so far, 80% of persons are either dealing with hypertension or they know someone who is. You can see how common this condition is. Okay, so we should be talking about it. All right, so I've talked about the need to understand your own diagnosis. Talk about white coat hypertension. There's also marked hypertension. That's the type that occurs when individual's blood pressure that is being checked in the hospital is seen to be normal, but at home the blood pressure is elevated. Okay, and this requires close monitoring, but it's very dangerous. It can give a false impression to your doctor or to the healthcare professional that is seeing you. All right, so you need to provide that information, that when you are at home your blood pressure is usually high, but in the hospital it looks normal. So your doctor will tell you what to do. You may be given specific instructions on how to measure your blood pressure and monitor it. And then you may also, if you are in an environment, you can get access 24-hour ambulatory blood pressure monitor. Then you may also have that to actually help to give the recordings with changes in the times and the seasons. Okay, so this will help guide the decision of your doctor. Okay, that's marked hypertension. I think you should watch the rest of the video That's talking about the types of hypertension. Last video uploaded, latest video. Watch that after this live. I'm sure you find it. And let me know your thoughts. If you have any question relating to that topic, please drop in the comments. And remember to share with others. There are a number of people who need this information, okay, and they can only get it when you share with them. Okay, so kindly share with those in your community, families, friends, someone you know who is dealing with hypertension. Okay, quality of life is usually reduced if complications set in or the individual develops, complications may be in the long term. Complications may be acute, developing a stroke, developing a heart attack, developing kidney failure, kidney injury. These are unpleasant complications from poorly managed or uncontrolled hypertension, uncontrolled blood pressure. Okay, so the next thing is not doing necessary investigations. Okay, what you need to know is that medications for management of blood pressure belong to different classes, and there are reasons for choosing certain medications when it comes to management of blood pressure or hypertension. So if you just generalize it, your doctor is not going to do that. Your doctor will prefer to individualize your care. Your doctor wants to know your family history, wants to know if you have some other certain medical conditions. Some people even developed hypertension in the course of pregnancy. So your doctor wants to know, and what happened. Did you have preeclampsia? At that period, wants to know. These are very important information to help guide your own management of the blood pressure. Okay, so doing necessary investigations, some people ignore it. They feel that, oh, why waste resources, why waste money, do I really need that? Okay, so it's always good to interact, engage your doctor, to ask questions, and your doctor should actually let you know the reasons why you are doing what. For example, if you are asked to do a kidney function test, a renal function test, that is going to help to check the state of your kidneys, the functionality of your kidneys. Okay, and that's very important also in the choice of medications, because there are some medications for managing blood pressure that are renal protective, will help to preserve your kidneys. Okay, and there are others that are also very good for the heart. So if you are asked to do an ECG or an echo, that's to check for the state of your heart, the functionality of your heart. So it's not a waste of money, it's not a waste of time, it's not a waste of effort. Your doctor knows that you need it, and it's going to be helpful in decision making. So you need to understand this very well. And if you are not the one dealing with this condition, you need to help enlighten somebody around you, okay, so they don't feel burdened. In fact, I need to let you know that people who have this condition need support. Friends, families, colleagues need to show them support, because there is that burden not just of the diagnosis, the burden of the pill. Some have to go to use 2 medications, 3 medications to control their blood pressure. Okay, that's like a burden. Talking about the psychological burden, talking about the financial cost, even in the present age, post-COVID, depending on the economy of your nation, there are different challenges that people face when it comes to managing hypertension. Okay, so these investigations are very important. Another test that you may be asked to do is the cholesterol level of fat in your blood. You need to know, your doctor wants to know, because apart from the fact that hypertension and diabetes are like twins, the triplet is now the high level cholesterol. that makes it a triplet. It makes them a triplet. So if your doctor asks you to do a cholesterol level check, is because the doctor wants to be able to identify the risk that you have for developing cardiovascular events, such as a heart attack, okay, such as a stroke, also such as kidney failure. Okay, so you need to understand this. And interestingly, some people don't know that it is not just medications, even though there are certain medications that can affect the libido of a person or an individual that is hypertensive. The hypertension, the condition itself, can affect sexual health. And we will definitely need to look at that in subsequent live sessions. Okay, so there are people who are having challenges with their reproductive health or sexual life because of this uncontrolled or poorly managed hypertension, and this is a cause for concern. All right, so apart from tests, why people have uncontrolled blood pressure, another reason is not doing their parts, whether in terms of being adherent to their medications, following the plan. For example, if you are asked to take your drugs in the morning or take it twice in a day or daily, and you do less than that or just do something close to that, that is not going to be helpful for you. So you must learn to follow the plan. All right, taking medications, doing your tests or investigations, following the plan in terms of your follow-up appointments. Okay, meeting up with your key clinic appointments, very important. Remember to give the live a like, or we can push it beyond 9. Let's push it beyond nine likes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me know if you can still hear me. All right, so we are having more responses to the poll. Dealing with hypertension or know someone who is. 83% of respondents have said that they have someone or they are dealing with hypertension, while 17% of people have said they do not know or they are not dealing with hypertension. Okay, so it's getting more interesting. All right, so not following the plan is one major reason. All right, so very soon we'll be looking at some common questions that people ask when as it relates to management of hypertension. Common questions, we talk about the misconceptions that people have about blood pressure. Do you know that some people say because their blood pressure is normal, so they do not take their medication sometimes, they just keep. Okay, is that good enough? Is that what should be practiced? Okay, these are areas that we are also going to be looking at in subsequent sessions. So let me know if you have any question for the remaining period of this live. Kindly drop in the chat if you have a question or any comment, any contribution at all. Let's have it. So I believe somebody somewhere is finding this live very engaging and very informative. Kindly let me know in the chat your take-home points. What have you learned from these points that I've shared with you? So we like to I would like to have your feedback on this topic. Okay. Okay, I was muted. Hope you can hear me now. Let's see who we've got here. Tejiri Adebaojo. Can you hear me now? Welcome to the live. I hope you can hear me now. Okay, yes. Finally. Our silent streamer. She's one of those who does silent live stream well. So I usually find your live interesting, just quietly working and quietly chatting with the audience. It's been interesting. Okay. How was your day? Yes, you can hear me now. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, lovely to see you. Thank you so much. Good to have you here. Yes, yes. Welcome. We've been talking about causes of uncontrolled hypertension or high blood pressure. I want to add this cognitive. Okay, I had a great day too. Thank God. It was interesting at consultations today, interacting with different patients with different needs. Okay, and I enjoy what I do, um, given the grace and privilege of God to be able to help people to achieve good health. I mean, it's such a great privilege. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the like. Let me clean my face a bit. Yeah. Thank you for the like. Thank you. Thank you for the emojis. All right. Kindly respond to the poll if you are yet to do so. Dealing with hypertension, or you know someone who is. Let's know in the chats. During the introduction, I said that even according to the World Health Organization, that cardiovascular diseases are the leading cause of death globally, and hypertension ranks first when it comes to cardiovascular diseases. Alawale Kolade says, Doc is always smiling. That was what attracted me to this channel. Wow. That's interesting. Thank you so much for that feedback. Now, Tejiri, hope I got the pronunciation. Tejiri, Tejiri, pardon me. Adebaojo also, she smiles like that, and you know, it's always good to smile. I'm sure you know that you use less number of muscles to smile than to frown. I'm sure you know that. And then the wrinkles develop more. I'm just a young boy. The wrinkles develop more when you frown. The wrinkles develop more. You have more wrinkles when you frown. All right. So I like happy people. I like excited people. Okay. So that's why you see me coming around. I try to spread the positivity. I like to share joy. I like to share happiness. Even though I have to deal with people that are unhappy sometimes or most times, okay, whether as clients, in different places, okay, I need to help them, okay, but I love to be around people who are excited, who are happy. Who doesn't want to do that? Who doesn't like that? I don't like being around moody people. There are challenges in life, definitely, but we should not allow our challenges to 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 what's the word now? To cage us. Yes, don't allow yourself to be caged by your challenges. The world is a beautiful place. It doesn't matter the challenges all over the world. Life is such a precious gift that you shouldn't take it for granted. You should appreciate it. You should treasure life. You should celebrate life. You should enjoy life. Life is meant to be enjoyed and not to be endured. And I say that a lot. I mean, the same with whether it's friendship, work, wherever you are working, you should enjoy what you are doing. I enjoy practicing as a medical doctor. I enjoy being a YouTuber. I've been on YouTube for 4 years. In fact, some people are surprised. They didn't know that I'm a content creator. They just see me coming to their channel saying hello. But I've been on YouTube for more than 4 years now, and I have no regrets, even though I'm still expecting YouTube to do something about about my, what do you call it now, full monetization. I'm in partnership with YouTube, but I need to see more subscribers. Sometimes I'm thinking, is it that they are being partial? I did a lot of content that people can relate with and a lot of feedback. But I'm looking forward to that time where I have seen those videos that have done well, videos on reproductive health, how to increase your libido. I know people need information like that. On blood pressure, okay. I've seen thousands of views on those videos. So I try to help more people to get information in those areas. So I'm looking forward to YouTube, and I'm sure they can hear me now. They can see and they can hear. I hope they will do something about improving the visibility of this channel. But do you know that it's not just about YouTube? Okay, Doc is always smiling. Thank you. Let me not miss those comments. Okay, kinda. Oh my God, your pronunciation of your name. Okay, Adebayo just says, amazing. Life is a precious gift. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you for the emojis. Thank you so much. Okay, so people who don't see life that way, they don't enjoy life. You can see the cup as half full or half empty. It's always good to see it as half full. All right, but when you see it as half empty, maybe occasionally, that means you should see the need for the work that you need to do, and you get to the work, get the results, and be happy with yourself. So being healthy is not just about one thing, not just about eating. It's about your mental health, and you need to have that state of mind that is healthy. Okay, So I like to be around happy people. Thank you, Mr. Lawale Kolade, for your comments. I should screenshot this comment. You getting me smiling. I'm smiling more and even laughing now. Okay, so I expect more people who love. So I can be called the smiling doctor, right? Okay, some time ago I said if I am dancing now as a doctor, maybe I'll be having more views. Maybe I'll start posting on TikTok more, on Instagram, and say people say come and see the dancing doctor. Okay, and then maybe more subscribers and more engagement. Okay, maybe one day you see me dance. By the way, I should upload my video on my last that 12th of October was my birthday. Okay, had some movements, family engagements, and all, and I should share those moments with you on the channel if you don't mind. Okay, okay. So, but the fact is that you just need to. Alibaba just says I should dance. Okay, please dance for us. We need to create room. Okay, don't worry. We open the stage. Maybe not tonight though. I think I've done some exercises today, but it's important to learn. I mean, dancing is nice. It's healthy. Okay. So if I'm a dancing doctor, maybe more people will more people will be joining me. So maybe I should call myself the smiling doctor, right? Interestingly, I get a lot of feedback from um, from clients, from patients, that I interact with. You can't come into my consulting room and live the same way. It's just it's just the grace of God, okay? You can't come into my consulting room and live the same way. You just have to go out smiling, happy. In fact, you may not even take medications if you really didn't need to take medications. Okay, laughter itself is medicine. Do you know? Okay, that's what the Bible says. Okay, okay, somebody is laughing here. Okay, Adebayo, where's the music now to dance to? Interestingly, you may not need music to dance, so you just dance, and then when people see you dancing, they begin to show up. They're wondering what's happening here. Doctor is dancing. All right, so both works. Thank you, Mr. Kolade. And then Adebayo just says it is medicine for the soul. Yes, it is. So I want to tell you to keep your smile, Tajiri. Keep your smile, keep smiling. You know, no matter the pressure around you, pressure of work, family pressure, children, relationships, colleagues, career. There are many reasons for people not to be happy. There are many reasons to be unhappy. But you have a choice to make and you should choose right. You have to choose to be happy. Just a choice. It's a choice. All right. So it's medicine for the soul. Yes. I mean, that's one medicine that you are not paying for. It's free. It's free. I'm just going to switch power. Just give me few minutes. I'll be with you. Let me check. Wow. 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 Thank you so much. Thank you, Tajiri. Thank you. Interesting. Thank you, 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 thank you. I want to just sing thank you. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. Wow. Everyone, please appreciate Tajiri for me. She just dropped a super. And interestingly, it's our first super on a live stream. That's what YouTube is telling me. Wow. And right here on my channel. Thank you so much. Well appreciated. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kolade, for celebrating Tajiri. Wow. Thank you so much. Amazing. It's well appreciated. Thank you. Wow. Congratulations. Congratulations. You know, it's such a great privilege being your first super and my live stream. Wow, thank you so much. Let's celebrate. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I'm sure you can see she has a blue label on her name, and that's because she's a content creator also. I'm sure you find our channel interesting. Our live sessions are usually interesting. If you like smiling people, you've not seen. Do I really smile? Go to Tejiri and check out our smiles. Wow, thank you so much. Saying no worries and saying well done. Thank you, Tejiri. I appreciate this. Thank you so much. If you are just joining us, let's know where you're joining from. Where are you watching from? And what time is it in your location? It's been an interesting live session. Moving from talking about talking about hypertension, um, high blood pressure, to talking about the need to smile, to be happy, to celebrate life. Thank you so much. Interestingly, as I was saying about YouTube, I'm not turning back. I'm not giving up. 4 years on YouTube, and it keeps getting interesting. The passion is there. I have a lot of notes. I have topics I want to talk about. But the fact is that the clinical work has not really given me much time to sit in front of the camera to talk. Okay. So, but definitely I will keep at it and see how much improvements I can make. All right. And more impact to the world. Thank you so much for this wonderful feedback. This is quite encouraging. I was saying that I'm looking forward to YouTube opening up the channel again. Sometime last year, about this time last year, yes. I began to see thousands of views. 30,000 on the particular video, people watching. Another one about 19,000 views. and also I'm expecting such to open up and keep increasing. But I know I have to do the work, all right, and I'll try to keep giving my best. Okay, once you promise to be here too, once you promise to be here to watch, I have people around me in different places that have the opportunity to see me and they are subscribed to the channel. You know, they say, I watched your video. Ah, very powerful, very interesting. I even liked it. I say, oh, you liked it, but you didn't drop a comment. You didn't, did you actually share with someone? Did you ask a question? These are interactions that help the system to know that you are finding the video or videos interesting. Okay, so maybe that's one of the reasons why uh, the channel has not received more attention than that it should. Thank you. Tajiri says they'll come right back. Yes, thank you. I believe so. Expecting thousands and millions. People come online in winter. Okay. So we should get ready. Yes, yes, yes. More content, more work, right? More content, more work. Excuse me. Oh, okay, this is okay. Switch this. I use this lighting. All right. Okay, is it because people have to stay indoors? Is it because people have to stay indoors more? Is that why you're saying they'll come online more? Or because it's holiday or what? Okay. Because people have to stay indoors. That's interesting. Yeah, I want to see how this lighting helps. I hope you like. Okay, is it? I think it's brighter. One of the interesting things about us, I can't even count how much of investments I've made into content creation. You know, can't count the number of microphones I have. And recently, we'll be unboxing another microphone. I think it's about more than a week now since I got that microphone, but I've not started using it. But it seems to be a good one. So watch out. I think that will also help to improve. That's one thing I've tried to do to improve my audio, apart from the video and the substance of the content itself. You know, trying to make it more relatable and engaging for people. All right. So Tejiri, I rarely see your videos. I've been seeing more live. I hope I have all notifications on. I've been seeing your live. I've been joining your live sessions, but how about your videos? Do you do long form videos? Do you do long form videos? Let me know in the chat. Do you do long form videos? Welcome, Yaya Saeed, saying hi there. Hello, Yaya. Welcome to this channel. Welcome to the live. Kindly double tap on your screen. When you do so, you will be sending a message to the system that this live is interesting. Thank you. Thank you for the like. And if you are coming across the channel for the first time, please subscribe so that we can remain connected. We can get to know more, get to know each other better. And I'm sure you find this LD community interesting. Welcome, Saeed. Let's welcome Saeed to the community. 86% of respondents have said that dealing with hypertension or they know someone who is dealing with hypertension. Okay, the jury says, oh yes, mostly tech and career related content. More of lives though. Yes, I observed that. It seems you do more live, and the fact that you work remotely, is it sometimes or most times you work from home. Hey, my people are joining in more and more. Chris Royal. Welcome, Caris. Caris Royal. Saying, hey, Doctor Soyemi. Good to have you here. Hi, everyone from Caris Royal. Saying, hi, everyone. And saying, how are you, Doctor? I'm great. Thank you for asking. I hope I got the pronunciation. Caris Royal. Caris, where are you watching from? Where are you joining us from? Canada? Am I right? Now I hear the pronunciation of your name. Okay, I hope your friend, your bestie is here to hear that. So Shoyemi. That's the pronunciation. Not so. It's show, as in show. Shoyemi. Thank you for always trying to help your friends, Simon TV. Simon, yes, Simon. She she tries to avoid calling my name, right? So she's not here, but now I know it well. Thank you. Hope you can help her to learn. Interestingly, I'm usually particular about my name, the pronunciation also. So I watch people who try to pronounce, and I try to help them. It's interesting. Can you pronounce the last year? I didn't get that. The last year. Oh, you mean the last name? Okay. That's Damilare. Damilare. That is it. Shoyemi. That's my surname. Damilare. The first name. Did you get that? Karis, how long have you been on YouTube as a content creator? Thank you for the feedback. We've been talking about hypertension. Do you know someone dealing with hypertension? In fact, is it possible that you have had a very close relative who has had high blood pressure, who has been poorly managed? Okay, less than a year. Wow, it started in March. Great. And How is it going with you? How is it going? Hope your channel is growing. I could see that you are evolving with content. You have a plan, and that's good. Okay, so you started in March. So how's your experience been? Talking about YouTube. And are you on other platforms? TikTok, Instagram? Okay, so you say your grandfather had hypertension. So how old was he when he passed? How old was he? And did he die from hypertension or some other cause or causes? All right, so there's that genetic factor. We talked about that earlier, and that's a non-modifiable factor, risk factor for developing hypertension. All right, so we all need to know our history. Okay, my dad had hypertension. My mom didn't. Okay, but I've been monitoring my blood pressure. It's been normal, and I will share with you, some of the things that I've experienced when it comes to blood pressure. I'll share with you. Okay, he passed at around. Okay, he said it's okay. Okay, he said your channel is okay, growing slowly, but surely. Yes, I like that. That's the spirit. It's growing slowly. So never giving up, never looking at it as the cup is half empty. Gradually you will be achieving your goals. So I think it has a lot to do with his diet. Okay, so what kind of diet? Now we are talking about, that's a modifiable factor. There are things, there's really nothing that we can do about the non-modifiable factors, such as age. Increasing age is a factor for developing hypertension. The family history, the genetic factor, the race factor, race as in RACE, and then what other factor? Whether being black, being white, as the case may be. But diet, inactivity, smoking, alcohol intake, these are risks that are modifiable. That is, there are things that we can do to change these causes and then have a control of blood pressure. So that you have a non-modifiable factor, the genetic factor, does not necessarily mean that you are going to develop hypertension. Okay, so Kara says he passed at around 87, but from other causes. So that's it. People who have good control of their blood pressure may go into their old age without developing complications or dying from hypertension. So that's where good control comes in. It was very important in living a healthy life, even as someone who has a chronic medical condition like that. So Carrie says, so how high is our risk when it comes to race? It is high when it comes to the black race. We have that genetic makeup for retention of salts. And so the more salt that is retained, the more water, the higher the blood pressure. Okay. And then added to that is the lifestyle factor. Now, Karis, you are in Canada, but can you tell me about your diet? Do you do 50% of your plate as fruits and vegetables? Do you do protein as 25%? Do you do starch as or carbohydrate as 25%? And then low fat? Okay, do you do this practically? Okay, but if you find out on this side, for example, in West Africa, in Nigeria, there is increasing spread of fast food joints, eateries. Is a fast-paced city, for example, Lagos, and busy executives, people working extra hours, time, businesses trying to make money, So, but there's that opportunity to order foods, fast foods, snacks, and these are risks for developing hypertension because some of these foods are laden with salt, especially sodium salt, sugars, I know that. Okay. Okay, let me respond to your comments. It's been a while that I've enjoyed a live stream like this, quite engaging. I think it was just on time, on point. Most of my people in the United States are usually coming up around 2 a.m. Nigerian time. Okay, so by that time it's like 6 p.m. or so, or 8 p.m. for them. Okay, so they find it interesting. By that time, I'm supposed to probably be asleep, but sometimes I'm awake and talking to them. Okay, but doing this at least around this 10:31 p.m. Okay, so I'm a family physician, and that's a specialty in medicine, family medicine. Okay, so that's what I do. They call it general practitioner in some places, but we have medical officers who practice generally here. But my specialty is a trained specialty, family medicine. We do internal medicine, but we have a family perspective, family dimension where we care for individuals in the context of their home, their family, their community, their social connections, their uh, spirituality, looking at these different factors, their mental health, how this contributes to their health. So we look at the whole person, we look at the need for not just engaging the individual, but engaging those who are related to the individual to see how their relationships affect the health of the individual, putting that into context in their care. And so there is that opportunity for us as family physicians to also do home care, home-based care, home visits for individuals who will benefit from such. Okay. Uh, so basically, we offer continuing care. So it's not just a one encounter thing and then say bye bye. It's like a family doctor that manages uh, uh, people from cradle to grave. Are you a general practitioner? Okay, I think I've answered that briefly. So you can Google that family medicine is a specialty in medicine and it's getting more interesting. So I do, apart from my physical work, clinical work, I do virtual consultations. I receive invitations for home care, just consulting with individuals and families, may even be office, you know, uh, just trying to practice as a family doctor. Okay. So we retain salt more than others. Yes, we do. Doctor, don't shame me. Oh, how do you mean, Kares? Yes, when I went back to Jamaica last year, I was so shocked at how many fast food places there are now. We never had this before. Yes, because I don't know. Is it the fact that there's so much of advertisements, and when people travel out, the Western culture setting in, trying to have the same things that exist in the Western world. Okay, so that's one of the risks. So lots of fast foods are here in Canada. Okay, but I expected that because the majority of people don't cook. But for my island, I was shocked. Yes, Adebayo. Adebayo, where are you now? Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? You're also in Canada or where now? I think you mentioned some time ago. Kindly remind me. Remind me. Wow, past. Yes, it's past England. Yes, England. Yes, thank you. So what time is it in England now? Karis Royal, you're not taking over the chat. We are all engaging and it's interesting. We'll be moving from one area of discussion to another, and everyone, I'm sure they are finding it interesting. Okay, so let's be free to drop our comments. And, we've talked about blood pressure actually, so there's still more to talk about. Okay, the consequences of uncontrolled blood pressure or hypertension. Complications may arise, stroke, event, a heart attack, renal failure, peripheral neuropathy, so many other manifestations from uncontrolled blood pressure. It can also affect the eyes, can lead to blindness. Okay, so these are areas that we need to look at when it comes to being aggressive about advocacy and prevention of hypertension. Yes, Karis, family medicine. Yes, I work in a teaching hospital currently, and that's one place that we have to keep updating ourselves and then practice according to global standards. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Tajiri. Karen says, I was just about to ask about the highs. Yes, hypertension can also affect the eyes, just like diabetes can affect the eyes. There are eye manifestations. It can lead to, there's hypertensive retinopathy. It's like you have diabetic retinopathy. So there may definitely eventually be loss of vision if care is not taken. So individuals with such condition monitored by an ophthalmologist also. Okay. So go ahead with your questions. Questions are welcome. Okay, Mr. Usman, how do he said, okay, that's why we find the topic very interesting, Doc. Thank you, Mr. Audu. Please clarify that. I want to understand. That's why we find the topic very interesting. Why do you find the topic very interesting? Why? Kares, Tejiri just did her first super chat on a live, and she did it on this live. Kindly appreciate her on my behalf. Celebrate Adebawojo. Thank you once again. We appreciate your support. By the way, she's also a content creator. Okay, let me make Kares as moderator. Please, if you are just joining the live and you're here to like the live, kindly double tap on your screen to like the live. And then for those who are yet to subscribe, please subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to watch the latest video on types of hypertension. And let me have your feedback on that video. Thank you. Paris says, okay, Tajiri says it's 9:36 p.m. Just remember the time had changed. Okay, when did it change? When did it change? So that means it's 1 hour later than before. So Karis says, thank you, Tajiri, for your gift. Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate it. So when they say YouTube is not for the weak, it's not for the faint-hearted, not for the faint-hearted. It's not also for those who cannot persevere, who cannot stand, who cannot stay, cannot keep pushing, who do not have passion. Must have passion for this, otherwise you won't go all the way. Okay, Karen says thanks, Dr. Soyemi. You're welcome, Karen. Karen says no worries, Karen. I'll check out your channel after the live and connect with you, Tejiri. Yeah, it's great. Please do. Okay, I think we should do some talk on content creation. All right. So what are the things that you have found as peculiar, maybe peculiar or not to your channel when it comes to growth? Growth. Some people enjoy watch hours, but they don't enjoy really subscribers. But is it possible that an individual can have subscribers, plenty of subscribers, and still not have watch hours? But I think the two are important. Having subscribers, the more subscribers means that you have opportunity to reach more people because they can choose to share, they can drop a comment, okay, on your videos, and then that way it can increase. Okay, Tejiri says, oh, nice, Karis, happy to connect with you too. Yeah, that's great. Okay, Karis. Karis says she's got a call and she'll be back. So, what do you think, in your own experience, which is more important, subscribers or watch hours? Subscribers or watch hours? Okay, now we have 89% of respondents saying that they are dealing with hypertension or and they know someone who is. The jury says laughing out loud. So why are you laughing? So why are you laughing? Oh, sorry. Accept the frog. Welcome, accept the frog. Accept the frog. Where is the frog? Saying I. Hello. Accept the frog. Yes, interesting question. Yes, some people say it's not so much about the number of subscribers. It's about the fact that the question is: are they watching? Are they staying long enough to watch? So, what do you think about that? The jury says it's okay. Accept the frog. Yes, welcome once again. Where are you watching from? Remember to double tap on your screen to like the live. Accept the frog. Welcome. It's easier to get subscribers than watch hours. Are you sure? The jury, are you sure? Why did you say that? That it's easier to get subscribers than watch hours. Accept the frog. You look like my math teacher. Interesting. Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? And where is your math teacher? Okay, I'm getting to understand your response now. So it's easier to get subscribers than watch hours. Because people subscribe and may never return to watch a video. That's true. Especially when they come across shorts, some quickly subscribe because they a particular shorts got their attention, but they may not necessarily be returning subscribers. Some start the video but don't even stay long enough to give reasonable watch time. You're right. You're right. So what can we do about that? What can one do about that? About people who don't stay long enough to watch. Okay, so they could count for views but not watch time because they off they jump off shortly. You're right. You're right, a jury. You're talking from experience, right? Please tell us, so what can we do to address this? What can be done? Okay, so they could count for views but not watch time, right? Because they jump off shortly. Yes, that's what they do. And one way to get watch time is live sessions. You're right. I hope you can still hear me. If I'm audible. Trying to adjust. Yeah. Is my audio still okay? So the jury says one way to get watch time is live sessions. All right, thank you for the feedback. It's stable. Adjust this. Okay. Thank you, Tajir. Now, one way to get watch time is live sessions. Interestingly, that's true. I noticed that those times that I did more live, I was able to not just get subscribers, but watch hours increased. So you're right. You can see that, and you are doing that. You are doing that so well. So more live sessions. That's good advice from Tajiri, our experts there. Welcome. Thank you for joining in. Please like the live. Please like the live. So let me know your thoughts about the recent changes to YouTube. There are quite a number of updates. So is there anyone that you find interesting? So what are the implications of these new updates? Oh, I was muted. Sorry. Thank you. Hope you can hear me now. What about now? Karis, can you hear me now? Or do I need to change? Okay, so you can hear. Thank you. I was already thinking of changing to another mic. Okay, so I was muted earlier. Welcome back, Karis. Let's welcome Karis. Welcome, Karis. Karis Royal, welcome. So we're talking about the recent updates from YouTube and how interesting do you find those updates? So Tajiri is asking, she's saying there are quite a number of those updates, and which one strikes me the most? And I responded by saying that is the feature, the collaboration feature that strikes me the most. Thank you, Karis. So that opportunity to collaborate with others gives me some reassurance that something great, more uh, things than what we have known are happening on YouTube. Yes, I like the collab. Okay, yes. So Jerry says, oh, nice. Thank you, Karis. Karis says, I like the collab as well. Yeah, it's a good one. Yes, it is. Okay, but definitely you need to think about collaboration with the people who have interests, who also have similar interests, who do not mind to collaborate. Okay, so because there's always that room for the other person to accept or reject the collaboration invite. So I wish I could collaborate with any one of you or all of you there. So more opportunity to get visibility. You are right. Yes, Alibaojo. And then Karen says, I would definitely like to collab with you. Wow, I'm just saying this. I want to do a video on women's health. Great. That's nice. Looking forward to that. Let's collaborate. So let me know how it goes. I have my email address on my profile. I also have a WhatsApp group link available on the profile, in my profile, so that for those who want closer interaction, there's a group, and then for individualized interaction, we can take it up from there. So let me know how it goes. What specific interests relating to women's health? What specific interest do you have? That's interesting. Especially, Karen says, especially women over 40. Yeah. Okay, Tajiri says, yeah, that's fine, anytime. All right, thank you. Karen says, yes, I will reach out to you. Looking forward to that. So maybe we'll do about 10 more minutes or so on this live. So we'll be eating 2 hours, and I can give you permission to go, but not now. The permission will only be after 10 to 12 minutes, okay? So hope you are still here with me. All right. Tajiri says, yeah, that's fine, anytime. Yeah, good to know. One interesting thing is that this. What content creators go through. All right. So, what about diet and hypertension? Are there certain foods outside of processed food we should avoid? Thank you for that question. All right. So, I'm going to respond to that question by saying we should also consider limiting consumption of seafoods, shrimps, crabs, name them. So we should also note that that's part of increasing intake of salts. So what about diet and appetite? Are there certain foods outside of processed food we should avoid? Yes, you avoid those salt-laden foods. Yes, salt, highly salted foods. So the things. Of course, there has to be a balance also in your consumption of carbohydrates. I mentioned earlier that They are like twins. Talking about hypertension and diabetes, and even Kares, why are you shocked? Are you surprised? Tell me why you are shocked. Is that what you do? You do a lot of seafoods? Am I actually okay? Very surprised about the seafood, and I'm actually linking this to a friend. Mm. Tell me more. Tell me more. Okay, lots. Okay, okay. So there are certain foods like checked on seafoods like fishes. Those are good for heart health. So foods high in omega-3, such as those fishes, salmon, mackerel, they are good for the heart. Okay. So the fact is that moderation is key. Okay. Okay. So as long as you have your fresh fish, you are fine on seafood, but no added salts. Okay. Anything extra salts, definitely. Okay. So everything boils down to moderation and individualizing your diets. Okay, there will be definitely. Let me see your comments about your friend. Very surprised about the seafood. Actually, linking this to a friend. She's a pescatarian, and she has high blood pressure. A lot of seafood. Oh, okay, yes. The fact is that it is not a general thing in terms of all seafoods. Okay, fresh fish, fresh, when you have them fresh and you do not add extra salt, you're good to go. But moderation is key. Moderation is key. Okay. So majorly talking about fish. Which of the two is fish? That's fine. So what else? So I was talking about the need to also adjust on we're talking about what to avoid. Okay, adjust on high level of consumption of starchy foods. It should be in moderation. Carbohydrate consumption should be in moderation. So yes, definitely a balance is required. So that's the point. We talk about portion control when it comes to weight management. So also in management of hypertension, diabetes, there is a need to be moderate in consumption. All right. Okay, so let me read this. I was checking and I saw somewhere they wrote different studies, different opinions. They're saying some people that have they may have lower risk of high blood pressure if they have no history of heart disease or diabetes. So it's usually individualized. If somebody is being managed for diabetes, will be managed for high level of cholesterol. We cannot just say, oh, go ahead and keep consuming seafoods. That's not it. So that's why we talk about having a healthy plate. A healthy plate. Yes, that's where the balance comes in. 50% should actually be vegetables and fruits. 25% should be healthy protein, and then 25% for uh, carbohydrates. I hope you got that. All right. So other things that we should note, of course, I mentioned avoiding alcohol, um, avoiding the bad fats, saturated fats, red meat. There are varying opinions about some of these things. Some people don't believe that red meat is implicated in heart disease. So majorly, we talk about fast foods. We talk about not adding extra salt. Fries should also be avoided. Fried foods. Then, of course, condiments. A lot of seasonings. Those are the things that are usually added when it comes to fast foods and getting there. So thank you so much for engaging, Karis. Any more questions? I'm not sure if Tajiri is still here. And then if you are just joining in, anyone just joining in, welcome you. Though just a few more minutes to round up tonight's session. Okay, thank you, Karis. So how often do you think I should be showing up on a live like this? I don't know. Let me just ask that question. I remember someone saying, "Oh, we should be showing up every day, every day." Olawale Kolade says 50% vegetables, yes, and fruits, yes. 25% carbohydrates, correct. 25% protein, correct. You're welcome, Mr. Olawale. So we have to be intentional about this. Most of the time, people do 50% of carbohydrates and then 25% protein and then 25% of vegetables and fruits. Some don't even do fruits anyway, they don't do vegetables as much. Okay, but these are healthy diets, healthy meals. Okay. Thank you, Karis. Welcome. Thank you, everyone who joined in. Thank you for making the live engaging. Quite interesting. Special thanks to Tajiri for the super chat. But we'll be leaving now. Thank you for your support. Thank you for staying to the end. Karis says, no more questions on my end. Elawale says, I actually didn't know this. Oh, okay. Thank you. It was very informative. Wonderful live session. Thank you. Okay, Karen says, Doctor, you're busy. You're busy, so let's be realistic. Yes. You may not be able to do every day, correct. You need to be realistic, but even twice a week is a good start. Yeah, I should try to do that. Thank you so much. Um, I'll see you again some other time on the live. Thank you. I'll catch you on your channels. Bye for now. Yes, Mr. Lawale says, have a nice evening, everyone. Karen says, bye, everyone. Bye.